More to that, Mikey Burnett
is on the phone.
Is here.
And I'm always upset. Speaking of upset people,
Yeah.
Get him, Mikey.
You know, I would go into a tangent, but I'm learning the Zen.
Mikey, can you actually
the flow with it, man?
Can you actually believe that I allowed myself in the same room as this guy again?
I can't. To be honest with you, I can't. I can't believe that I'm on the phone with him or you, either one. To be honest with you.
Oh, thanks, Mikey.
It's a funny, vicious little cycle that we live in.
Yes.
And somewhere along the way, whether it be, you know, when you trip, at least you know you made somebody laugh.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
I'm forever tripping. And
well, I'm not forever laughing.
I'm always the clown, you know.
Well,
Rodney Dangerfield of MMA.
Well, you know what? Before I even get into anything, you and I and JB had taken a trip out to Las Vegas, and they're well, you know what? I want to get into it because there seems to be a conflicting story. You want to give your side of the story, please?
As far as what? As far as I was supposed to go out and get my neck taken care of, and the place burning down, and what's the conflicting side of it?
Well,
you know, I ate so many pain medicine today. Luckily now that it's like a slideshow instead of a film. And
you know, Mike, I heard a lot about
Vegas. That was like 2 or 3 years ago, right?
No, I'm talking about the Vegas trip we just had, where Doug Cartelli was supposed to meet us.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but that's what it feels like.
Okay.
It's my kid's first day of school. It just depends when you catch me as far as what story happened.
Yeah,
I remember.
And Mike, I gotta tell you something.
Yeah, I was supposed to. Dougie was supposed to meet me out there, and he never showed up.
Right now,
and I guess nobody wanted me to hook up with you at one point, but then I had to stay with some chick that I don't know was a little bit off her rocker, but she wanted to get rid of me too. But I can't really fault her there. I'm trying to get rid of myself and can't hardly do it.
Right. Now, what do you think would have happened if me and JB didn't come out?
I think the one girl I would have tried to have impregnated her, but you know, I'd have me, so I'm not sure that it would have been handled. You know,
right?
But I definitely would have tried.
You know, Mike, I tell you, I didn't hear anything about.
I'd have been in a hard time. It'd have been a rough spot. And you know, I stayed the first night with I can't remember her name, and she really was. She was a wonderful girl. She wasn't bad to me, but
Robin,
you know,
was it?
Obviously, she didn't want to deal with me, and she didn't know how to deal with me for one. She didn't have a clue what was going on. But and I wasn't very comfortable with her. You know, she doesn't like air conditioner in her house, and I am from Oklahoma, where air conditioner is like water. We have to have it.
Yep.
You know, so obviously I'd have been in a bit of trouble if Eric and Diddy hadn't been there. I don't know what all of you guys have gone through, but you know, as far as my career the last 3 years, I haven't had a career except through Eric Ninehouse.
Wow, thank you for saying that.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. You know, I haven't talked to Ken Shamrock since I found out about the neck injury. There's a lot of things that haven't happened, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. You know, I mean, I'm a grown man and responsible for taking care of myself.
Yep.
But at the same time, you know, the only people that have worked for me, I mean, I'm done. You know, I can't produce for anybody else other than me now, pretty much.
Right.
And so anybody that's looking to make a living off Mikey Burnett does not.
Well, you know what?
Probably going to stick around much.
Well, I never did it for that reason. You know that.
Yeah, but that's because you're homosexual.
Thank you, Mikey. I just finally somebody. And then, Mike, look, I didn't know what the heck will happen in Vegas. So why don't you tell us?
You know, I didn't hold anybody responsible.
No, I understand.
Vegas. You know what? I tell them a lot of just not good information. You know, not enough communication is what I hold responsible for that.
But why did you go out there so everyone kind of knows what we're talking about?
I was going to get, and I did. We ended up getting a newer MRI on my neck from where I ruptured the disc on the show.
Right.
I guess everybody knows.
Well, again, you know what? Why don't we talk about that a little bit? What exactly happened during the Ultimate Fighter 4, the comeback?
Well, I went on the show with a clean bill of health. You know, felt good. About a week into it, I had some rough training sessions with Jorge Rivera. I mean, keep in mind, I had a rough team. I had Jorge Rivera. I had Travis Suter at my disposal. I had GSP. I had Randy Couture. But I specifically remember a couple of days where me and Randy were getting kind of rough with each other. And that sounds crazy, but, you know, a lot of it was him getting rough with me. You know,
right.
We were trying to keep up. But I started having neck problems, and I went ahead and decided to go ahead and do the fight because it paid money. you know. And but I was already complaining about the neck problems, and right after the fight, I went to the doctor for, I don't know, my foot was bothering me, and I mentioned the neck again, and they gave me a strip of Vicks, Vicodin, and shortly thereafter, I said, hey, look, Doc, I need to go to the doctor for a neck problem. But I was already on Vicodin, and, you know, I was...
So the pain was pretty much getting masked.
I was having some trouble sleeping, why I insisted on, hey, I need an MRI on my neck finally. But that was 2 hours. The MRI happened 2 hours after I ran into the wall. So everybody goes, hurt your neck running into the wall. Technically, I guess that could be argued, but why did I have the MRI scheduled?
Well, you know what? I've watched that running into the wall incident a million times. Your head never hit that wall. Your shoulder hit the wall.
I would admit to running the walls today, but then, you know, that might... confidentiality on my retardedness might come up, so I don't want to admit to running into the walls recently, but you know, running the walls it was more of a figure of speech played into action than it was actually trying to run through that fucking wall. And you know, I jumped into the wall. I mean, anybody who's wrestling every day understands that's plain.
Well, you know, well, you know what, and again,
not going to get into some shit like that.
Anybody that followed the show, and I don't follow the Ultimate Fighter, you know, but you know,
I used to.
Well,
I did. You know,
I'm old school Lions Den, so of course I'm going to watch it because you're on it. But my whole thing is that I noticed the first couple episodes there was no alcohol or there was no bad behavior or anything else, and then all of a sudden alcohol appears. I mean,
it's not like alcohol is a bad thing.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I think...
You got to keep in mind, everybody on the show was a veteran fighter.
Right.
And it was surprising to me, you know, it was almost like going back into the Lions Den with Ken Shamrock and Frank and Jerry and Pete and those guys, because all of these guys were veterans. There wasn't a whole lot of drama, you know, we kind of stayed to ourselves, hey, we got our own team, I got my own workout partners. Right. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of drama.
Well, you know what? Yes, go ahead, sorry.
That first week, they pulled us aside and said, hey, you know, you guys are not making a reality show. You guys are acting like fighters. Nobody wants to watch that shit, and we want to see some problems. But actually, amazingly, the air conditioner broke that same day in the house, and we had no more air conditioner for the rest of the show in Las Vegas during the summer.
Man, you've got some pretty shitty luck when it comes for air conditions, huh?
Well, you know, and that's one of my biggest complaints, air conditioning.
Yeah. Forget the neck. You want to stay cool.
Well, you know what's so funny, too? I got a quick question, because you know I do a lot of shoot interviews with you guys, and I know a lot of fighters, like you and I are used to being in a fighter house, you know, because that was Ken Shamrock's whole thing, having a fighter house. Do you think that a lot of these guys just don't get it?
Yeah, I think the people that watch the show, don't get me wrong, reality television, you don't get reality, you know. That's reality television's a facade. It's not really what's going on. But I don't think most people, when they go on that show, I don't think they're prepared. You know, I think I was about as prepared as you can be, and I still wasn't prepared as far as, you know, knowing the trust, obviously, and at the same time, you got a camera in your face and the encouraging bad behavior. At least when I lived with Ken Shamrock, he was discouraging bad behavior. And I'm not saying that we did do it, but he discouraged it. You know, he didn't want us acting up, and we obviously did. But 10 years difference in between. That's the difference between a boy and a man. You know, I don't have the problems that I had 10 years ago.
But Mike, that was obviously a while ago. That was a few years ago, right? So I mean, what's going on with you now? I'm curious to. I know you've got the school, but I'm curious to what you're.
Hey, you know what? Can I call you guys back? Because my son, he's in middle school. I'm trying to pick him up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I can do that.
Yeah, you want to call us back?
Right back.
Thanks, Mikey. So I guess we're gonna just talk about something else.
Yeah, no, you know, this is, you know, it's so funny because I think it might be a little bit confusing when we start talking about what happened, you know, obviously off the mic.
Right.
I have no idea what went down in Vegas. I know there was supposed to be something where Mikey's going to get maybe his neck fixed and something with Mark Cuban and all this stuff going on.
Well, we did. We had a press conference and we did an interview with Mark Cuban, and
I just like the dig. The dig he threw me. He's like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you either. I'm like, man, all right, you know.